They say the first 90 days are the hardest. With a Belgian Malinois, that might be the understatement of the year. Nothing, and I mean nothing, could have prepared me for what those first few months would be like. Not the books. Not the trainers. Not the hours of YouTube videos. Because what happened during those 90 days wasn't just a test of my ability as a dog owner. It was a test of my patience. My identity. My emotional limits. Today, I want to tell you exactly how I made it through. What nearly broke me. What saved me. And the one shift that finally started to turn it all around. Because if you're in the thick of those early days, feeling overwhelmed, sleep deprived, second guessing everything, you are not alone. Bullseye emoji, subscribe to the Pet Perspective for the honest, unfiltered truth about raising a Malinois. Because this breed doesn't give you time to figure it out. You have to learn fast, or get swallowed whole. The first day felt like a dream. He was small, focused, curious, smart, too smart. And then, the nipping started. The pacing, the whining, the endless need to be doing something. Anything. I couldn't keep up. Crate training? He screamed for hours. Potty training? Constant fails. Redirection? Worthless. He didn't want a toy, he wanted a job. And I wasn't giving him one. Because I didn't understand him yet. Still watching? Drop a comment, those first 90 days. Because that phrase alone brings up a storm of emotion for anyone who's lived it. By the end of week 1, I was covered in bruises. Not from aggression, but from frustration funneled into my arms, legs, shoes. I couldn't sit on the couch without him leaping on me. Couldn't walk in without getting dragged. And the energy, the endless energy, was unbearable. That's the first thing no one tells you. This dog doesn't calm down with exercise. It calms down with structure. With rhythm. With emotional containment. And I didn't have that. Not yet. Push pin emoji, hit like if you've ever stood in your kitchen, holding a tug toy in one hand and your composure in the other, wondering if you made the biggest mistake of your life. By week 3, the burnout had started to creep in. I was snapping at family. Canceling plans. Sleeping in 2-hour shifts. I was falling apart, quietly, because I didn't want to admit that I might not be cut out for this. But deep down, I knew it wasn't him. It was me. I wasn't the leader he needed. I wasn't consistent. I wasn't calm. I was trying to fix chaos with more chaos. Bullseye emoji, subscribe now if you're realizing that the dog you thought you wanted might be the one that's forcing you to grow up fast. So what changed? I stopped trying to train the dog, and started training myself. I built a routine. Not just for him, for me. Wait. Walk. Crate. Feed. Rest. Repeat. I stopped giving commands I couldn't follow through on. I stopped overcorrecting. I stopped overcommunicating. I started rewarding neutrality. Celebrating calm. Praising engagement without commands. And I began to understand what this dog really wanted, a leader who could handle the storm. Because that's what those first 90 days are, a storm. Not of aggression. Not of disobedience. But of emotion. Intensity. Pressure. And if you're not anchored, your Malinois will blow through you like wind through paper. Bullseye emoji, drop a comment, I'm anchoring now. Because that's the real job of a Malinois owner, to become the steady point in a dog that was born to test everything. The turning point came one morning when I opened his crate. I expected chaos. Instead, he sat. Looked up at me. Waited. No command. No leash. Just presence. It was quiet. Simple. But in that moment, I felt the shift. He was starting to trust me, not because I had worn him out, but because I had calmed myself down. Bullseye emoji, subscribe to the Pet Perspective if you're in those first 90 days, or recovering from them. Because that window isn't just about training the dog. It's about rebuilding yourself. Here's what I wish I had known back then. You will feel like giving up. It doesn't mean you should. Your dog isn't broken. You're just not synced yet. You don't need more energy, you need more rhythm. Sleep matters. So does routine. So does silence. And sometimes, the best leadership is simply being calm when your dog can't be. So if you're exhausted, doubting, burned out, remember this. The Malinois isn't here to break you. They're here to rebuild you. More consistent. More present. More emotionally regulated. And if you survive those first 90 days, you'll never be the same again.